Myself and Lenin Rakesh. Today I am going to talk about the subject course name Rapid Prototyping. The topic is CAD processes. So about the stereolithography files. If you taking the computer aided design, so our CAD, we use the computers actually for creating the product design drawing. So and our 3D models. So here the stereolithographic file format, we know that as the STL, Standard Tessellation Language. So in the current industry, so the standard data interface for our rapid prototyping and our manufacturing. So our 3D model we will send to the rapid prototype machine and it needs to be converted to this format. So from our user standpoint, so the process typically it requires importing or say saving our model as our STL file. So we need to allow the user for some definite specific parameters. So STL file format, we define that as the geometry of the model as our single mesh of triangles. So the information about the code, color, material, other properties will be ignored in the STL file. So here our CAD, it will be associated with the interactive computer graphics. So CAD system, that is the powerful tool and which is used in mechanical design and as well as geometric modeling of our products and the components. Here the solid model, when it is converted into the STL file, the features will be consolidated into one of the geometric figures. So the resulting STL file will not allow the individual features. So that is being created with the parametric modeling and the applications also which needs to be edited. You can see here the inventor. So .stl save procedure here. We should use save copy and not as and not save. That is most important. If you take the stereolithography files, here the process of approximating the actual surfaces of the objects. So with a close mesh of triangles, we call that as the tessellation. So the tessellation, with the tessellated STL file, we need to send to the rapid prototype machine. So the model will be sliced in multiple horizontal layers. So later on, it can be reproduced physically by the device. So here the two systems, CAD CAM, so we can combine to get the added benefit. So RP technology, it was developed in 1988 itself. The prototyping, that is the original example of something which is being copied or it is being developed. So it is a model or a preliminary version. So first phase, if we take, it is the hard prototyping. Second is the software virtual. Third one is the rapid prototyping. In this rapid prototyping of our physical parts, we call that as the desktop manufacturing. So in our desktop manufacturing, it is the free form fabrication of the manufacturing or layer manufacturing technology also we denote. So that will represent our third phase in our evolution of prototyping. So in our RP, the recent advancements in our manufacturing is our RP. So here the solid physical model of our part, it can be directly from a three-dimensional CAD drawing. Three-dimensional CAD drawing. Here why we go for this? STL file format. So the STL file means it will translate the part geometry from the CAD system to the RP machine. So it is the universal file format which is being followed such that every system, it should be able to produce the RP machine. It can process the model. So slicing means it is easier when we compare with the other methods such as the BREP boundary representation, CSG constructive solid geometry. Then we go for the slicing 3D CAD model in STL format and laser path generation. Here in RP, we refer to the fabrication of parts layer by layer. It involves addition of raw material successively in layers for creating a solid of a predefined shape. So here the process is fully automatic Comparing our traditional manufacturing process, it has more advantages. First step we do in RP is we put the design of a required part in the numerical data. The wide range of sources for 3D model is for the RP process. So if you take most of our RP systems, it uses the CAD model. That will be the main source for our data. So the CAD model means that is the solid model or the surface model. So we can fabricate any design in the current prototyping system. So the 3D model also, we need to transfer to the STL. It is nothing but standard transform language or standard tessellation language or standard triangulation language format. So that is most standard, common standard between the CAD and the RP systems. So automatically we can construct the physical model. How means from the physical model from our CAD data. So this technique, it was developed in 1980s itself, and this is known as the additive process. So combining the layers, say it can be paper, wax, or say plastics, we can create a solid object. So the most measuring process, if you take the milling or drilling, subtractive process is used, whereas here additive process. So the RP additive nature itself allows to create objects. So with the complicated features, so that can be manufactured. So if you take the 3D printers also, the designers can quickly create the tangible prototypes of the designs. That is most important here. So here we can fabricate any design in current RP systems in the 3D model. We can transfer to the STL format, which is the common standard interface between our CAD and our RP systems. So here you can see the slicing 3D CAD model in the STL format and laser path. So example of our STL file and description of ASCII representation format is STL file ASCII format, the description. So first one is the start of the solid. The ASCII format is solid ASCII. We identify the material side, and the start of the triangle vertex, the ASCII format is the outer loop. In the end of the XYZ for each vertex, the description, we go for the STL file ASCII format. End of the triangle vertex description, ASCII format, it is the end loop. End of the triangle information. The before one is the triangle vertex, then comes the end of the triangle information, that is the end facet, and the end of solid information is the end solid. Is the STL file ASCII format. So these are the examples of the STL file and description of the ASCII representation format. It is most important. Here, if you take the STL file as the prototype data, if you take the 3D systems, so it was developed by the STL file format. What for means to transfer the geometry into the SLA machine. These STL files, they are faceted representations. If you take, these are the faceted representations of our data. So that will be also comprised of triangles. So the STL model, it is mathematically sliced by intersecting with the horizontal plane. You take each slice, so that will represent the cross-sectional data for the part. So the layer thickness also, that is the distance between these planes. Here if you take the data, that is the STL file, so it can come from the variety of sources. So it can be from the solid CAD model, so airtight surface spill, say MRI, magnetic resonance image, and X-ray data, laser. It can be from the laser or say digitizing arm scans. So the STL model, we can mathematically slice, and as well as the layer thickness is the distance between these planes. So the STL format, it was developed as a published in 1987 itself for converting the 3D CAD models, say for use in our stereolithography and for our data input for all types of RP systems. If you take the STL file format, is generated using the tessellation process for generating the triangles and for representing the CAD. And our triangles also we describe by XYZ coordinates. So each of the vertices, if you take the unit normal vector, it will indicate whether the triangle contains the mass, and the STL file also can be in ASCII format or in binary format. Here, if you take the STL file as the prototype data, the 3D systems that was developed, which developed the STL file to transfer, it is only one to transfer the geometry to the SLA machine. So the files will be the faceted representation of our data. So it will be composed of triangles, and as well as the data of the STL file, it can come from the variety of sources also. So it can be the CAD model, surface quilt, MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. So from these, where are the various sources of data? The X-ray images. So from all these, the data can be taken or retrieved. So the laser and the digitizing arm scans from all this. So here the slicing our CAD model in STL and laser. Here the example, you can see the examples of many objects in STL format. STL, it is a very simple format. So for defining any shape with number of edges, we go for this figure. You can see slicing the geometry from our bottom of our top. So first we find the cutting plane. So ZC, the program will scan the STL file. It will pick the Z coordinate for all the facets. It will compare and find the top and the bottom of the geometry, Z min, Z max, and the layer thickness to Z min. You take ZC is equal to the cutting plane is equal to Z min plus layer thickness. If you find, next we find the facets, that is L is interlinked with the cutting plane. So the program that will scan the STL file, so it will pick one facet at a time. That is what the Z coordinates, if you take, we compare with the height of our current plane, Z min is less than or equal to ZC, less than or equal to Z max. So Z minimum and Z maximum are in the one triangle. So always the program will ignore the facet and it will not ever intersect with the cutting plane. So and it will also proceed to check the next facets. So representation methods. If you are taking the CAD geometry from one system to another, the standard geometry, it will vary from one system to another. That is most important. So the interface is also needed, say for the geometric description. So from the various CAD packages, you can see we find the lines that is intersecting with the current plane. So when we find the facets which is intersecting with the current plane found, the program will slice the facet according to the possible cases. You can see here group 1 we divide. You can see the figure, the possible cases of a facet plane slicing, the possible cases which is explained for facet plane slicing. Group 1 is the all vertices away from the cutting plane. Group 2 is one point in the cutting plane with the two remaining vertices in different region. Group 3 defines one point in the cutting plane with the two remaining vertices above or below the cutting plane. Group 4 is the two vertices lying in the cutting plane. Group 5 is all the three vertices in the cutting plane. So group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. These are the possible cases that is being examined for facet plane slicing. So here if we take the representation methods, we describe the CAD geometry, it will vary. So the STL file, so it will consist of what means the unordered list of triangular facets. That is most important. What for this triangular facets means for representing the outer skin of an object. It is most important. Then the size of the ASCII STL file. So that is also main important. And other is the binary format. That size also it will be larger when comparing the binary format. So, but it is human readable. That is most important. These are the possible cases of facet plane slicing. So here, if you take the STL file, the triangular facet, so we will describe by the set of X, Y, Z coordinates. So those are most important. So if you take the slicing of a 3D CAD model, STL file format and laser path generation, for each of the triangles, the program, we need to find which lines are intersecting with the slicing plane. You can see the figure, the three vertices of one triangle and the intersection points. So ZA, you can see the intersection point for segment AB, XYZ, and A, B, C. A is B and C. You can see A is XA, YA, ZA. B defines XB, YB, ZB. C is XC, YC, ZC. So the intersection point for segment AB, you know. So for each of this, the program, we need to find out the lines which intersect with the slicing plane. So how we can check? So ZA is less than or equal to Z is less than or equal to ZB, or ZA is less than or equal to Z, which is less than or equal to ZC, or ZB is less than or equal to Z, which is less than or equal to ZC. So these are the three vertices of one triangle of the intersection points. So as you can see in the figure, here we represent the STL file of the unordered list of triangular facets. That is most important. Why? Means for representing the outer skin of the object. So two STL file. So one is the ASCII and other is the binary. So the ASCII file, STL file, that will be larger than that of the binary format, but that is highly human readable. So in the STL file, the triangular facets we describe by XYZ coordinates for each of the three vertices. That is most important. And the unit normal with the XYZ also, it will indicate the side of the facet that is inside the object. That also plays an important role. So here there are several advantages. If you take the STL file, there are several advantages also. So for finding out the XY coordinates of the intersections, so the lines, we need to find the XY coordinates of our points where our edge that will be intersected by the slicing plane. So the general equation for finding the points coordinates is x minus x1 by x2 minus x1, which is equal to y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 z2, which is equal to z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1. That is the equation 1. So we can connect the intersection points in each of the triangle. That is most important. By the sets of straight line will be formed. So some of the advantages with our STL file is, firstly, it will provide the simple method of representing the three-dimensional CAD data. So secondly, it is most of our CAD systems and our RP systems, we can provide simple files for our data transfer for our geometric shapes. So some of the disadvantages is also there in our STL files. So the STL file, it is much larger than our original CAD data. That is most important for our given accuracy parameter. So the STL file, that will it is also much redundant information. So such as the duplicate vertices and edges. So here you can see the STL file, the previous thing with the triangular facets. So the orientation here, the orientation of our object facets, that is the triangles in the STL file, that will be basically determined by the direction of the normal, and as well as in order, the vertices of each of our triangle will be listed in the data. So if you take the valid STL, that will consist of vertex 1, that is the coordinate for x1, y1 and z1. Vertex 2, that will be the coordinate for x2, y2 and z3. Vertex 3, that will be the coordinate for the x3, y3 and the z3. So, and also the direction of our normal vector, if you take, and the outward from our plane, the triangle say delta x, delta y and delta z. This, by connecting the intersection points in the triangle also, the set of straight lines we can form actually. So by this also you can form the set of straight lines. So that is also most very much important here in this construction of the file. Then on here, we open the slicing of the 3D CAD model in STL file and laser path generation. First we open the STL file and scan one line, then we go for the outer loop, then we read the 3 lines that is containing the coordinates of the facet. Then we have to check whether the triangle is intersecting with the current plane, or we should find the lines with the intersect with the current plane. If it is yes, we find the coordinates of the intersection and we store the lines segments in slicing file. If it is okay UIF, then we close the STL and slicing file. This is the slicing algorithm flowchart. This defines the slicing algorithm flowchart. So here and all, the contour algorithm flowchart also, first we go for the opening slicing file and our transfer of our first line segment to our contour file. So then we read the next segment. Whether we have to check whether that is the neighbor line or we have to transfer the segment and reorder it. If it is yes, we go for contour close, then all segments should be transferred. If it is no, you have to find and transfer the segments which is not included in the contour file. If it is yes, we save and close the contour file. This is the contour construction algorithm flowchart. So the representation methods also, here also we describe the CAD interface, say for conveying the geometric description into the CAD package to the RB system. Here also it consists of the unordered list of triangular facets. So it will represent the outer skin. So STL file also triangular facets we describe by X, Y and Z. So here you can see the algorithm. So it is not been restricted to simple connected polygon. So it will fill any number of regions. You can see the figure, contour figure 6. So again, the number of regions in the contour. So we are sorting. So you can see the figure 7. So that is the flowchart for contour filling algorithm. You open contour file for the input. You read the next segment. Does the segment intersect with Y minimum plus or delta Y? You have to check. Then we have to find the coordinates of the intersection. If it is yes, we have to store the coordinates of the intersection from maximum to minimum. Already I think we have discussed earlier, say the directions of the normal vector, say outward of the plane of the triangle. So that is the delta X, delta Y and delta Z. You have to check. So the vertex 1 will be the coordinates of X1, Y1, Z1. And vertex 2 will be the coordinates of X2, Y2, Z2. And vertex 3 will be the coordinates of X3, Y3 and Z3. So this orientation of the object facets, no, the triangle. So in our STL file, that should be determined by the direction of the normal and as well as in order our vertices of each of the triangles is listed in the data. That we have to check. Here, this is the flowchart for the contour filling algorithm. Here you can see the various views which are views for our imported geometry, XY coordinate, how it is, XZ coordinate system, what are the various views that is being generated. In our YZ coordinate system, what are the views generated? 3D coordinate system, what are the views generated? You can see here. So these are the various views that is for the imported geometry. So here the 3D systems that was developed the STL file, say for transferring the geometry to SLA machine. So the files are the representation of data composed of triangles, and the data to the STL file also can come from the variety of sources. That is the solid CAD model. We know already. So our representation methods also we are using to describe the CAD geometry. Description from our various CAD packages. So the slicing process here, if you take the algorithm here, that alone is capable, say, of slicing the STL file with our layer thing. The result, you can see the segment contour. So whether long delay time it is specified by the random construction, the contour we can observe. Figure 9 you see, construction of contour. As we are finding out in the STL file, 25% of contour, how it is? 50% of contour. Then you check out the contour construction. If you take the contour construction, the algorithm, no, that itself, it orders the contour. So every step we need to construct a continuous tool path. So we need to be very clear and we have to see the importance of this step. So mainly when our circular contour, when it is constructed, you can see the figure 10, 20% of the contour, 50%. So that is the construction of contour as we are finding out in the STL file. Then say the filled pattern. So that is the raster pattern, scan pattern filling, you can see. So here on, we are saying the slicing 3D CAD model into the STL file and the laser path generation. So firstly, if we take here the filled pattern, we can see here in the figure 11, raster scan pattern scaling. Here our algorithm itself, it will fill the cross-sectional area with the raster filling cell. You can see the figure. The cavities and all which is inside the geometry, which is clearly defined, and only our solid areas will be filled. So the advantages also of this means it will provide the simple method of representing the three-dimensional data. That is what. So we can provide the simple files for our data transfer, for our geometric shape. Firstly, our STL file will be many times larger, that you should know, than our original CAD data file. Clear? For our given accuracy parameter. If you take the STL file means it has the redundant information and also the duplicate vertices and also the edges, which is most of all important. So our 3D systems, so it was developed, it's been developed say the STL file format, so to transfer the geometry to the SLA machine. So STL file also, it is faceted representations or say data which are composed of triangles. So the data for this STL file means we know it can come from the various of sources, even with solid CAD model or the MRA magnetic resonance imaging or the X-ray data or the laser and the digitizing arm also. So here the 3D systems which was developed for the STL file format say for transferring it to the SLA machine. So STL file also here it is the representation of data which is composed of triangles. Here also the data if you are taking for the STL file, it can come from the various sources also. So various sources also we can take the data. So the filled pattern, we are saying the algorithm which fills the cross-sectional area with our raster filling style. So some programs are also available. So that also it should allow the user to adjust the size, the location and orientation of our model. So the build orientation is also very, very important. So if you take the properties of our rapid prototypes, so from one coordinate direction to another, so example, if you take the prototypes, if you take it is actually usually weaker if you take, and it is less accurate in Z vertical direction. And if you take the XY means the part actually orientation, it will partially determine the amount of time actually which is we are going to build the model. So placing that is the shortest dimension in Z direction, that will also reduce the number of layers. That is most important. So we have seen the slicing the 3D CAD model in the STL file. 3D CAD model in the STL file format and the laser path. Here also for enabling the production of quality parts, the acceleration time. So we have to concentrate on the tool say rather than our part. So here we use the RP systems and our CAD. Our advantages with our, there are also several advantages with our STL file. It will provide the simple method of representing the three-dimensional CAD data. Our main advantages, you should know the advantages of the STL file is It is a simple method of representing the three-dimensional CAD data. The second point is, it is most of the CAD systems, RP systems, we are using this, and it will simply provide, we can provide the simple files. So for the data transfer, say for the geometric set. So several disadvantages also there. So it is much larger than our original CAD data, say for our given accuracy parameter. So if you take the STL file, it will carry the redundant information. So such as our duplicate vertices and also the edges. Thank you.